To the introduction of this patriarchal culture in Pantene advertisements, which is patriarchy culture is the main key how feminism is rising, and the culture of patriarchy is happened in around centuries ago before feminism is created. And then regarding to the existence and origin of patriarchy, traditionalists do believe that men are born to dominate and women to be subordinate. Where the men are born to be dominate is the way how patriarchy society is like show up in the woman's roles. And then patriarchy demands that those in power conform to a specific set of rules, such as suppressions of feelings, and include a lack of empathy. The suppression of feelings here is also includes the relations in such as parenting and in working place, and then woman relationships or in a gender relationship. And then some cases about the patriarchal is, and then the patriarchal culture is introduced by the Western, where the Western colonized the Asia, and one of the country that colonized by Western is Malaysia. In Malaysia, the discussion of patriarchy culture is on a simple dichotomy on the skills and talents on every woman in there, because there are discrimination about the skills and talents that they have, although the skills and talents of they have is similar with men. And then in Malaysia, the discussion of patriarchal culture in simple dichotomy skills and talents, the gaps between women and men are noticeably wide. There are a lot of gap between men and women in there, and it is still exists until now by using this advertisement. And then many talented women choose to leave the workplace and sacrifice their career to fulfill the traditional gender roles. And this is the bad effect if the patriarchy is still exists in Malaysia, because a lot of women will be lost their jobs, will be not have any support to get the jobs because of the gender gaps between male and female. And then many works on gender have attempted to analyze women's experiences by emphasizing the embeddedness of patriarchal relations. And this is what happened if the gender gap is still exists by the patriarchal culture in the workplace. And as the result, the skills talents gap in the patriarchal is gendered in society, which is exists not only twice, but it is often viewed in some cases.
Why we choose this object or this advertisement? That is because this advertisement shows gender stereotype in women, and we decide to choose the issues based on this advertisement. That is Pantene hashtag wanita besi. This advertisement portrays how women's role should be in society. And on the other hand, there are women against patriarchy. In society, women should be at home to take care of their children and families. And as we said before, women born to be subordinate, not dominate. The experience of women in Malaysia, which still believe in patriarchy culture, is portrayed through the woman model in Pantene hashtag wanita besi advertisement. There are 3 women who experience gender stereotype. They are muscular woman, female singer, and female swimmer. In each their environment, they are discriminated by their surrounding because they have skill and talents, and of course they choose their own career as same as men. Perceived as different with Malaysia society makes the woman rejected and discriminated by other women and men, either through verbal abuse or non-verbal abuse. Therefore, based on the experience of women in these ads, we choose these advertisement to show the patriarchy culture portrayed in Pantene, #wanita besi advertisement, and correlate to Malaysia society.
Kate Millett takes gender differences to have essentially cultural rather than biological basis, which result from differential treatment. For her, gender is the sum total of the parents, the peers, and the cultural notions of what is appropriate to each gender by way of temperament, character, interest, status, worth, gesture, and expression. Feminine and masculine gender norms, however, are problematic in that gendered behavior conventionally fits with and reinforces women's subordination so that women are socialized into subordinate social roles. They learn to be passive, ignorant, and emotional. To support Miller's ideology, there is a belief that created by patriarchy which called biological essentialism.
There are some theories used in the study. Penmore said that biological essentialism leading women to be more submissive and lead them to be discriminated and oppressed.
Fredrickson and Roberts proposed objectification theory as an integrative framework for understanding how women's socialization and experience of sexual objectification are translated into mental health problems, mainly eating disorders, depression, and sexual dysfunction, each of which is more prevalent among women and among men. An example of sexual objectification is of the objectification case that can occur in interpersonal encounters and media representations of women. Within the framework of objectification theory, sexual objectification experiences are taught to social girls and women to treat themselves as objects to be looked upon and evaluated based upon bodily appearances.
The method of this study is using qualitative approach. The primary data is Pantene #wanita besi advertisement. The writer collect the data through close reading the advertisement and find the meaning behind to analyze the issue. The technique data analysis is using narrative and non-narrative aspect from the selected scenes that appear in the advertisement.
And now I would like to present the discussion of our paper titled Patriarchy Culture Represented in Pantene Wanita Besi Advertisement. And started the first one is about biological essentialism, where the story of the ads went with how a little girl woke up in her room and there was a voice singing bangun pagi, gosok gigi, cuci muka, pakai baju, makan roti, minum susu, pergi sekolah, senang hati, that can be translated into wake up early, brush teeth, wash face, wear clothes, eat bread, drink milk, go to school, and be happy. The song being sung in the advertisement wants to portray how women were told to do certain acts to match the traditional concept of being a woman applied in Malaysian society. The song itself symbolizes society's expectation regarding how women should behave or how they should do their roles every day. They are enabled to do things according to what they want, since they were taught to please the others even since they were little. Gender roles, according to traditional or patriarchal concept, demand females to act like females or to act like women. And this expectation to act like women shows how women were still treated as inferior, and it looks like they exist only to serve or only to please the society, especially men. So, biological essentialism, as Morris says, is the belief that woman's nature is an inevitable consequence of her reproductive roles, and this belief implies that what is natural or essential cannot be changed in the way that social attributes of character can. And this kind of essentialism or deterministic argument has been used throughout the history and across societies to justify women's subordination. Even though what are considered to be essentially feminine, characteristics vary from culture to culture. And from the description above, it can be concluded that biological essentialism as a belief produced by patriarchy has become the core of all discrimination towards women. It can also be assumed that biological essentialism converts an ideology that thinks out the notions of sexual oppression. Then let's move to the next discussion regarding objectification towards females. Objectification theory, according to Fredrickson, provides a theoretical framework for investigating the consequences of living in a society that sexually objectifies women and girls. According to the theory, the repeated experience of sexual objectification gradually socializes women and girls to begin to view themselves as objects to be evaluated on the basis of their appearance. In the advertisement of Pantene Wanita Besi, there were scenes where women who appeared to be different from most women were mocked and being called out. The first scene shows the image of a female swimmer who got catcalled by her fellow swimmers. The caption says "pakai baju," which can be translated into "wear clothes," as part of the song being sung through the ads. This caption wants to emphasize that females should wear clothes that can cover their entire bodies so that they could be safe from catcalling. Wearing unrevealing clothes is one of the expectations patriarchal culture demand from women so that they can put women in subordinate side like forever. Instead of giving proper punishment for the ones who started the catcalling, the society blamed it out on women. And then we have the second scene who shows the image of female wrestler who has built up body that does not perceive the ideal body of females in general. She was mocked also. The next scene shows the Instagram post that said, "Is this a guy? Check out this Wanita Besi." This post is used to point out that the girl does not have the criteria to be called as women, since her body is nearly similar to guy's body. In the advertisement, the ones who mocked the female wrestler were females, showing that even females contributed in how this patriarchy culture managed to exist even till now. In both scenes, it shows the objectification towards female as all settle to mock women's appearance and make them feel wronged to have that kind of bodies. To conclude, biological essentialism as a belief produced by patriarchy has become the core of all discrimination towards women. This belief makes it natural for women to act or behave according to what patriarchy culture adopted, such as carrying expectation for women to act like women. In Pantene Wanita Besi advertisement, we can infer that patriarchy culture was taught in early age so that it becomes natural and right thing to do for women when they grew up. Objectification as part of patriarchy culture sexually objectifies women's bodies. This issue develops a result of unbalanced power between males and females, and it leads to self-blaming for females.